I'd like to welcome our guest, Virginia Senator Tim Kaine. Thank you so much for joining us and welcome to Capitol Review. So, Senator, in less than 10 days, we've seen two horrific mass shootings. Aside from that, there's been an alarming number of gun violence in our country every single day. A lot of it people don't even hear about. So you actually reintroduced legislation to expand federal background checks to all gun sales. And this past week, you and your colleagues debated about how to stop gun violence. So what steps do you want to see happen on gun safety?
Tasmin, the tragedies in Atlanta and Colorado are just part of the accumulated mass gun violence carnage in this country. And I was governor when the shooting happened at Virginia Tech and saw there are just common sense things we can do to make Americans safer. So the first thing that I think would have do the most good is to fix our background check system to make sure that weapons don't get in the hands of people who are legally prohibited from having weapons. And so there are a couple of bills pending that the House has put in that I've supported in the Senate that would make the background check system comprehensive. That wouldn't stop every gun crime, but it would stop an awful lot of them. The shooting at Virginia Tech should have been caught by a functioning background check system. The shooting at the church in Charleston a few years ago would have been caught by a functioning background check system.
And Senator, as of this week, Virginia is now the first state in the South to abolish the death penalty. This is a personal topic for you as a civil rights lawyer. You shared the last meal and last minutes with two clients who were executed. Then there were 11 executions while you were governor. And now as a senator, you're a co-sponsor of legislation to end the federal death penalty. So what has abolishing it in Virginia meant for you?
It's a very exciting day to contemplate Governor Northam signing this bill because, as you know, Tasmin, Virginia is the death penalty leader in the United States. Over the U.S.'s history, Virginia has executed more people than any other state. And what I say to my colleagues is, look, if we can become an abolitionist state in Virginia, and we've been the national leader, that shows progress is possible on the death penalty, but on other things too. You're right. I fought hard against the death penalty my whole career. I represented people on death row. I know it inside and out. I was governor and executions went forward. Those were very painful days for me. But look, we started to make improvements beginning when I was governor, improvements in the way we compensate court-appointed counsel. That then led almost immediately to juries not convicting people of capital offenses anymore. The last capital conviction in Virginia was in 2010, and that one got overturned on appeal. What we've seen is that the Virginia population has progressively realized we don't need the death penalty to keep Virginia safe. And that's how you get to a day like we're in now, where Governor Northam is celebrating Virginia becoming an abolition state.
So that brings us now to President Biden's first major legislative victory, the American Rescue Plan, which you, of course, played a critical role in helping Virginia recover from this pandemic. So how is the plan going to directly impact Virginians over the next couple of months?
Well, I'll give you some sense of it. Basically, the way to look at this, Tasmin, is investments in four pillars. First, in individuals. 84% of Virginia's 8+ million people will get a direct stimulus check to help us get out of this economic pandemic. In addition to that, folks with children will get a child tax credit. Low-income working people will have an expanded earned income tax credit. There will be housing benefits, food benefits to food banks and in the SNAP program. So a lot of benefits for individuals and families. Second, benefits for businesses and nonprofits so that they can continue to do their work, stay open, and hopefully keep their payroll of employees intact. Third, support for healthcare broadly, vaccination deployment across the country. Support for the mental health needs of healthcare workers. This is something that I've really focused on because we've expected an awful lot out of our healthcare workers and public safety workers. And then the last pillar is support for state and local governments, and then our school systems and universities. We've got to get our schools reopened, our childcare centers reopened. We have to make sure that people who need to access education online can actually have broadband connectivity in their community. So you're going to see every Virginian in every zip code in this Commonwealth is going to see the direct impact of the American Rescue Plan. And that's why I was really proud to work on it.
And we'll continue our conversation with Senator Tim Kaine and later West Virginia Governor Jim Justice on Capitol Review.